Hi there guys, welcome back to another video. This is my second take on something, well, on the same video I started. I thought I'd be honest in that way. This is basically a review, my thoughts on Mystery Incorporated, the new Scooby Doo show on YouTube, which you can find on YouTube on here. Essentially, it's essentially the origin story of how they all come together. I'll give spoilers in it, but if obviously you don't want to listen to spoilers, skip the video, whatever. But essentially, it starts off with what I could only see as Fred's parents being killed by this entity, and as they go through the show, they're understanding more about this entity, and you're introduced to Velma, Daphne, Shaggy. The Shaggy bit's very weird for me. It had me asking a lot of questions about Shaggy in the main cartoon, which I've obviously seen over the years as a kid and growing up and stuff like that, but I've never absorbed it, and it's a bit of a biased review in that way, but I feel I've got enough to go off of. I think. But basically, yeah, you've got Fred, who's essentially, he's a bit of a jock, but he's not jockey in the sense of he's completely popular. And you've got Daphne, who's the popular girl, but there's a certain aspect of that as it builds into the show that says she's got this image in high school, but when it comes down to it, there's this side to her that just isn't her. If you watch the episode, just see more of what I mean by that. Then you've got Shaggy, and it touches on from the start. For what I remember in the episodes, touches on him a little bit, and Scooby. That whole bit was a bit weird. I'm kind of up on the real life tone of it, but at the same time I'm not. I'm curious to see if they do go further in the show, but there are bits where it's like they don't seem to know where they're going with the show. But basically, there's a bit where certain bits of, say, like Shaggy's, well, not Shaggy, Scooby's, well, just when Scooby's on screen, and I don't know if they plan to go further into the show of having Scooby like his cartoon opposite counterpart, if that's the right word. Because the reason I say that is because there's moments that you might notice where there's certain touches of CGI that make Scooby cartoon-like, and I thought it was very weird. But in that way, it almost seems where they don't really know, don't know where they're going, but at the same time, I had me myself asking the question of, was Scooby only, like, the communication, was that only taken in by Shaggy and the rest of the group didn't take it in? I feel, in a way, the review is empty and that my own take on it, but I'm still learning in terms of all this and everything, going back to it all. But what else would I say on the show? I'd say, in the most part, it doesn't seem like they 100% know where they're taking the show. There's one part in it where it seems like the editing, it's almost as if they haven't taken it seriously enough. I mean, you could say a whole case of that from the from the animated show, that adopting it from that, which obviously they are, because it's based, and it says that the site is based on the Hanna Barbera, if that's the right pronunciation, based on it all. But like, there's a bit in it where editing, it it goes into where it's like it's being kind of, I suppose, one bit's being, put in and another bit's being put in. It's not making sense because it goes into a part of the writing where it's like something's already been spoken about. It's just like, what's going on? And there were moments where I was there thinking, like, is this show really worth it? But it does get better. It reminded me in parts a bit of the the sequel, the sequel to the first Scooby Doo film, which I really liked. On the whole, though, I won't give it a rating right now. I'd see where it goes as a show. I'd like to see it go further. But yeah, yeah. Thanks for watching the video, I'd say, really.